I would say from playing this game years later, it holds up pretty well. Especially now, knowing there are two games that have used both classic and modern Sonic in them. I'd say give this game a try if you haven't already, but you probably have. It's been 9 years since its release, so I guess it's just refreshing to play this game once in a while. Sonic has been known to be controversial for the past decade and beyond, where some games hit the mark, and some games aim at the sky and fall to the abyss. I generally believe there will always be something wrong in many games, but as long as it's fun to play, and both the concept and experience of fun is felt throughout the game, then I say it did its job. Sega did a good job bringing 2D Sonic, or I guess modernized 2D Sonic, to the big screen with the known modern Sonic. With the incorporation of side-scrolling, the game revitalizes the Sonic scene in consoles such as the Genesis with updated graphics and even hints to its predecessor's 3D point of view. I gotta admit though, some of the shots do enhance the experience of classic Sonic, and as such, I welcome these interventions. Of course, while the game does require all stages to be completed at least once for each character, it continues to play to each character's core design philosophy with improvised mechanics, level layouts, and enemies. Classic Sonic focuses on the spin dash mechanic, and when you pair that with jumping, you can do some quick speedrunning tactics that will leave you surprised on how much distance you covered in just a few seconds. Modern Sonic on the other hand has moves such as stomping, homing attack, boosting, drifting, and light speed dash. While Modern Sonic very much seems more versatile with all these moves, Classic Sonic still has great use of the spin dash in his levels that can rival Modern Sonic. The phrase "you can't teach old dogs new tricks" can apply here, however it looks like Classic Sonic does make attempts at learning the homing attack as seen through the story. For Modern Sonic, the main mechanic in terms of speed consists of boosting. Boosting on its own can increase Sonic's capabilities by a good amount, which in turn lets him destroy enemies, gliding the air longer, and of course finish level faster. There are times when boosting is needed in challenges offered in the game, whether it's collecting coins or finishing a level fast. There are times when the player wants to try and skip sections and boosting can help accomplish this. Oftentimes boosting for the heck of it happens to increase the enjoyment of the game, of course with exceptions where Sonic dies due to boosting. Even at the final boss of the game, boosting is a vital piece to defeating such a foe, almost as if the level designers intentionally wanted players to get a better sense of speed and engagement in the fight, but who knows if that's the case. Moving on to Modern Sonic's other abilities that were mentioned, stomping allows Sonic to descend to the ground faster, whether soaring down through the air or straight up smashing whatever lies below his feet. Drifting makes turning smoother with curves and such. Light speed dash helps either speed up or avoid parts of a level simply by floating through a line of rings in the air. Homing attack makes it easier to hit enemies or objects and can allow for repositioning or more dash time in the air when there are no enemies around. While these are the moves commonly used by both Sonics, the game provides additional abilities or powers called skills in the skill shop. Generally, I stuck with one set of skills for Modern Sonic and didn't really explore too much the other skills provide. However, some skills do definitely help a lot, such as the Finder Shield, giving Classic Sonic the ability to double jump. After beating the game, Skill Shop offers Super Sonic, in which once the player has received 50 rings, both Sonics can go golden and just fly through the stage because he's gonna stop them. There are definitely more mechanics for each Sonic, however they are specific to certain levels and as such will be gone over later on in the video. For now it begs the question, why are both Sonics in the same existing plane? And how did it come to be? The story starts off with introducing the God of Darkness, reigning from another dimension and seemingly causing earthquakes seconds before bursting through the sky. Oh wait, just kidding, it's the God of Time. Clearly realizing that both Sonic characters are breaking the fourth dimension, the Time God wants to put a stop to that. Or maybe he got pissed that he did not get invited to a celebration party and got revenge. In any case, modern Sonic's friends are gone, the world is compressed into a 2D viewpoint with a white background, colorless level portals are seen throughout the land, a random shop run by Oma Chow, a door to the very left where a room contains artwork of themselves and enemies, and darkness blocking the path to the right of the world. I can see why Sonic constantly eats chili dogs now. As the blue speedster goes through each level rescuing his friends, Tails and Sonic begin putting the clues together, with Tails at times seeing two Sonics. Upon the first gear contraption in front of the wall of darkness opening, a mysterious hole bestows upon modern Sonic. Curiosity piques him as he notices his reflection upon the mirror distorted and smaller than his normal appearance. as Sonic continues changing his motions to view his uncharacteristic reflection. Dr. Eggman's voice catches Sonic's attention towards the doorway of light. Modern Sonic then realizes the mirror was a two-way viewpoint the whole time, and that there lies another Sonic racing towards Dr. Eggman. Due to the late reaction, Modern Sonic failed to make the opening and can only continue wondering about the other Sonic. Dr. Eggman involvement, and how long till Eggman loses once again? After the expected win, all Sonic and Tails gather around to discuss their new findings of each other, while the God of Time does his daily routine of swiping at them and going back to his home afterwards for some toasted bread. Several more levels, boss fights, and swipes with the heroines later finally leads them to the other side of the world where multiple gears lie needing an emerald to power each one of them. After all the emeralds are collected, the gears unlock the final portal, bigger than the others, in which lies the God of Time. The huge plot twist unveils itself, for the God of Time is complete bullshit. In reality, it's just classic Eggman and modern Eggman teaming up to change the timeline of them losing so much to Sonic. Both Sonics go Super Saiyan and hammer down the machine until the attacks break right through, causing a great explosion and everything goes back to normal. Additionally, classic Sonic makes a small breakthrough in learning how to do a homing attack, giving him hope that he will one day master it so that a button press can demolish consecutive opponents with ease. Of course, following yet another defeat, the two Eggmans argue with the classic version, finally realizing how pointless it is to chase a blue hedgehog who runs super fast and causes him misery every time a scheme for world domination goes awry due to the speedster. Hopefully he ends up finishing his teaching degree and becomes a professor of some sort, to then have a happy life from that day on without any more interference from the blue hedgehog. Of course, going a bit deeper into the story, lots of possibilities open up. If such a time creature exists, is there one that can actually do harm to the timeline and can't really be defeated easily by Sonic? Can Dr. Eggman design even more devastating machines beyond reasoning with the potential to cause huge destruction to the universe or multiverse? Will classic Sonic ever meet up with modern Sonic again? So many opportunities that Sega can utilize, but the outcome will ultimately come down to execution, and of course many hope for good Sonic games and stories to continue down the road. As one progresses through the levels, they start introducing unique mechanics not seen elsewhere. Planet Wisp has Wisp colors orange and pink, otherwise referred to as Rocket and Spike power-ups. City Escape lets you ride on a skateboard throughout the city with both versions of Sonic. And Speed Highway lets you break physics. The first three levels, to many known as the classic era, while not necessarily groundbreaking, do feel good to play based on the environments given. Green Hill still feels like Green Hill for traditional first levels of Sonic games with several paths that can be taken. Chemical Plant has spider enemies, platforming over the chemical water, above water and below water paths, and even some cool additions for modern Sonic near the beginning of the level, such as being able to jump over to the other two bridges and get a shortcut within a tight window of survival above the metal containers. Then there is Sky Sanctuary. You got rotating platforms with holes for you to fall out of, collapsing towers and eyesight from the environment, and for classic Sonic, free ways to end the level with all their own unique pathways. Of course, there are also those teleporting red orbs that move Sonic from section to section, and a hint similar to the original level in Sonic and Knuckles, where the Death Egg lies in the background, which switch in line with the boss fight right after. The next three levels are from the Dreamcast era. These include Speed Highway from Sonic Adventure, City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2, and Seaside Hill from Sonic Heroes. Speed Highway introduces wall running, whether it's on from a side view perspective or top down perspective. Rockets to take and travel, makes good use of the drifting ability on modern Sonic for some sections, and has cops as enemies chasing down a hedgehog who stole a bunch of rings. Of course, both Sonics also get great shots of them hanging onto a helicopter, making it truly seem like a getaway robbery. City Escape on the other hand introduces the skateboard power-up and even has modern Sonic start off with it, just like in Sonic Adventure 2. The level has a good amount of pits you can die in, ramps to boost off with the skateboard, and the good old military truck that belonged to Gun in Adventure 2. While modern Sonic deals with the truck in the third act of the level, Classic Sonic gets to deal with it throughout the entire level, seemingly appearing to chase him all the way until tragedy struck and crashed into the bridge support. Now, while Seaside Hill is partly a water level, the possibility of never having to go into the water remains for both Sonics. For modern Sonic, the level allows him to run across water, ride a cart, jump on turtles, and get assistance from the locals. Classic Sonic unfortunately cannot run across water, unless you spin dash and believe hard enough. However, he can bounce off the mechanical fist, outrun a couple of stone wheels, and use the sticks to reposition from spiked balls underwater. Additionally, both acts for the level uses cannons to move Sonic throughout different sections of the level. Moving on to the last 3 levels, known as the Modern Era. You start with everybody's favorite game, Sonic 06, where Crisis City makes a return. The level makes great use of modern Sonic Stomp to traverse the stones lifting from the lava and the boxes in the way. And at the end of the level has Sonic dodging a bunch of cars flying towards him while he tries to reach the ring and avoid the lava tornado's wrath. Classic Sonic focuses more on platforming as pieces of building, cars, and other land levitates from the tornado, however also has to deal with the strong force of wind coming from the lava tornado and has to continuously chase the end level sign as it keeps flying out of his grasp. Then there is Rooftop Run from Sonic Unleashed. Both versions of the level have Arrow Cannon and Arrow Chaser enemies, with modern Sonic having to fight a group of them coming from an Eggman sip, while Classic Sonic has to fight and avoid them as he climbs the clock tower. Modern Sonic once again breaks physics to reach the highest point of the city, and Classic Sonic gets to restart the clock and destroy the Eggman Flying Battery Battleship. Last level is Planet Wisp, where the Wisp powers from Sonic Colors makes a return. Classic Sonic gets to use the Pink Wisp, turning him into a deadly ball of spikes able to attach to walls, and modern Sonic gets to become a rocket using the Orange Wisp to reach high up places. While Classic Sonic uses the Pink Wisp to reach spots he would normally not be able to and rotate gears to open up sections, modern Sonic gets to destroy rocket barricades to reach the top. In the third act of the level, modern Sonic can suffer a bit if he falls to the bottom of the structure, as the whole part of the level revolves around it with the goal of reaching the very top. Of course, there are the red coins to collect in each level for both Sonic. Some are placed nicely along the course to easily pick up, others require more patience and work to reach them, and some require the top halves of the levels in order to get them. Not all red coins are obtainable in one playthrough, such as Sky Sanctuary, where Classic Sonic has to choose a path near the end, with red coins showing up at the end of each one, and Classic Sonic is unable to get them all. Time to head into the extra challenging levels. Now, given that there are challenges or acts to do that are associated with the levels for both Modern and Classic Sonic, 5 acts per level per Sonic, adding up to 90 acts one can complete, there is a variety of configurations to changes to the normal levels played. These acts can range from mini fights or competitions involving Sonic friends to racing against the clock against a doppelganger. While the game only requires 3 acts or challenges per 3 levels, totaling to 9 required, there are a lot to still choose from that can be fun to play. Levels with enemy guns recharging and hitting super fast, levels with giant enemies in the way to the end goal, freeing animals trapped in metal cages, collecting 100 coins with power-ups that can turn enemies into coins, and more. Of course, there are unique challenges for each level, whether it be working with past Sonic friends or fighting against them and focusing on specific mechanics. One such example is spacewalking against Vector the Crocodile in a fight by deflecting his own notes back at him before it reaches a certain spot of light. While the fight starts off slow and easy, it begins to ramp up in speed with the note visually indicating this by turning from blue to yellow to red. An example of an ally helping out is Amy, in which she helps propel Sonic much higher in the air using her hammer, as Sonic is unable to get himself up there with ramps being blocked off and the platforms being too high to jump to. Some more unique acts such as High-Rise Balloon Climb utilizes multiple balloons and a big clock tower for Classic Sonic to reach the top in as short of a time as possible. I recommend trying out some of these challenges, finding some to your liking, and beating them whenever you feel like picking this game up again. After beating several levels in which Sonic reaches the end, one would expect to eventually face a couple of bosses. In the game, there are 3 rival fights, 3 regular bosses, and 1 final boss, summing up to 7 boss fights. All of them are needed to continue progressing throughout the game, whether it be for collecting Chaos Emeralds or getting access beyond an entrance of darkness. First fight starts off against Metal Sonic, using Classic Sonic to duel him on the runaway path. Classic Sonic has to hit Metal Sonic 4 times while avoiding his electric attacks and spin move. The background changes a bit in Stardust Speedway, with the fight taking place either in a tunnel or on the outside with the view of buildings. Once Metal Sonic has been hit 3 times, he proceeds to do one last spin attack with electricity surrounding him, eventually runs out of electricity and speeds towards Classic Sonic. Afterwards, Metal Sonic meets his doom and gets kicked hard enough to explode. The fighting leaves room to hurt Metal Sonic after each attack he makes, making the fight somewhat easy for the player to succeed at. The ultimate weapon of Mass Destruction back in the old days makes a return here to face off against Classic Sonic. This time, facing the Death Egg Robot isn't as difficult and doesn't require many retries, such as from Sonic 2, as there are plenty of coins here to survive. Additionally, the first phase starts off with Classic Sonic simply having to spin dash past the machine and ram into its bottom. The second phase can be a bit more challenging, as the Egg Robot may seemingly only be hit by baiting Eggman to attack a dimensional bomb, which temporarily immobilizes the machine and gives Classic Sonic a chance to run up the arm and strike the head. Overall, after Classic Sonic has to hit the Death Egg Robot 4 times, the machine falls and shortly afterward explodes. Shadow the Hedgehog, that can somewhat equally match Sonic, makes a reappearance for the second rival fight of the game. Taking place in Final Rush from Sonic Adventure 2, two race against one another for energy cores. The two hedgehogs seem to bounce off one another during their boost, with chances to hurt one another when one runs out of boost. Once either of the two collect enough energy cores, they have the opportunity to use a special move. For Shadow, he throws Chaos Spears at Sonic, with his last move throwing a much bigger one, but with Chaos Control being utilized to throw Sonic off of his foot game. For Sonic, he gets a more powerful boost shown to be a purple aura, and can run into meteorites that seemingly almost always fly into Shadow, slowing him down, allowing for Sonic to catch up to him. To beat Shadow, all that has to be done is to get Sonic boosting on top of him until Shadow takes too much damage and launches into the air before slamming down to defeat. The next major boss emerges from the water to be Perfect Chaos from Sonic Adventure. The battle is straightforward in that Sonic has to reach Perfect Chaos, avoiding its attacks and any obstacles in the way, and attack it either through traversing its watery body or straight towards its brain. The fight does take place in the same flooded station square as was the original fight, with Sonic this time fighting the monster without his Super Saiyan form. However, due to his boost ability, he can run across water. Once Sonic hits Perfect Chaos 3 times, the monster raises platforms from the ground, which allows Sonic to jump on them, allowing him to land the final blow needed to defeat Perfect Chaos. Last rival fight is against Silver the Hedgehog. The fight itself takes place in Crisis City, in which the highway road they are fighting on seems to have an endless debris in their way. Silver will try to throw debris at Sonic. However, while the debris are still held in the air, Sonic can in turn homing attack each piece and even hit Silver by the end of it. Several other attacks Silver can do are throwing psychic knives at Sonic and suspending 3 debris objects in the air and drop them in attempts at crushing Sonic. Once Silver has been hit 4 times, he will use Meteor Smash, in which gathers tons of debris and forces it onto a giant ball heading behind Sonic. During his Meteor Smash, Silver will attempt to use 1 or 2 big containers to hurt Sonic in an attempt to slow him down enough to get crushed by the giant debris ball. If Silver gets hit by Sonic's homing attack during Meteor Smash, Silver will fall straight to the ground and get crushed by his own attack. Second to last boss fight is against the almighty Egg Dragoon, the ultimate prototype, better called Ultra Hyper Prototype 1, is the peak of machines created to combat Sonic. A machine that uses Dark Gaia's power as fuel, and one that went against the Werehog before getting demolished is now facing Sonic in his regular state. Compared to the version faced in Sonic Unleashed, this one has lasers, freezing attacks, encloses Sonic in a tight space only being able to escape going up, and can periodically throw out its arms to hit Sonic from a distance. The environment the fight takes place in seemingly just allows both the Egg Dragoon and Sonic to continue running around in a long oval like a racetrack, with few detours consisting of portals through space. All in all, the final hit onto the boss within the portal through space, with the rare potential of hitting the boss 3 times instead of 2. Who knows if there will ever be a second prototype of this machine, and if so, will it be stronger or somehow weaker than the first prototype? The final opponent of the game, and what should be an impossible fight to win against, is the Time Eater. The power to manipulate time alone should mean Sonic can never reach such a foe. However, it is after all created by not one, but two Dr. Eggmans. As such, the confidence is mighty high. However, the fight uses both classic and modern Sonic, in addition to them both being in their super forms, to face the Time Eater. The fight itself is simple, as the Time Eater has to get hit 4 times, which involves the Sonics just boosting and canceling up towards it to land and attack. The fight does take place in the wormhole, however both Sonics are allowed to go in and out of the wormhole, as can the Time Eater. Attacks of the Time Eater involve warping its upper arms through time and space, or time holes, to hit the pair off guard, throwing out homing sobs, and even slowing down time, snaring one or both Super Sonic's energy orbs, and firing a big powerful laser that is only dodgeable at the last second. Once the Time Eater's core has been hit enough times, in this case 3, boss will resort to using its final move of summoning a literal sun and launching it towards the duo, in which can be countered easily by both Super Sonics working together to go right through the ball of fire and into the machine's core, defeating the final boss. All boss fights, whether the ones designated for the time gates or rival fights, have a hard mode which allows less time to attack the bosses, more obstacles, faster attacks, more hits to take down, and possibly different or more phases during the fight. Of course, both normal and hard modes also keep track of how fast you take down each boss, allowing for players to continue improving their skill in order to improve their time. Sonic Generations is a fun game that can be played for leisure time, speedruns, or to complete all levels, challenges, and collecting all red coins for 100% completion rate. I do recommend this game if you like Sonic games, as it's still one of the best ones out there. Of course, the story is not complex or one of the best out in the series, but at least the gameplay does hold up since its release 10 years ago. This game can be beaten fast, however it does leave room to improve time spent on each level or boss fight. Music from all kinds of previous games makes a return here, and of course can be changed on each level. If anyone wants to get into the Sonic game franchise, then this game would be a great start. Not to say there are other games such as Sonic Mania that are also great, but in terms of 3D gameplay, definitely give this one a try.